Welcome back to Immortal Empires. Today we're going to be playing some more Boris. And before we get into this video, I just want to say YouTube, you're a pain in my ass sometimes. As you probably noticed the last few days, these Boris episodes have been uploading a bit later than usual. Because basically YouTube has this issue where sometimes videos get stuck in an infinite processing loop. And it just so happens that the last two videos I uploaded happened consecutively. So hopefully today's video will go up with no issues. And also, hopefully, we have no issues in the campaign. Speaking of which, let's jump into this because Trophim here does indeed have a level up. So let's level him up, and then we're probably going to send Boris to either deal with the Skaven or go down to Kislev. That's the decision we have to make in this episode, I think. So let's go ahead and give Trophim some melee attack. I think I like the sound of that. And then if we zoom out, now the thing is, we could go down to Kislev. We could occupy Kislev this turn, or we could take advantage of the fact that Frot was killed last turn, so we could go to the Hell Pit in hopes of actually taking this from the Skaven. Now, I think they also occupy all of these settlements. I'm not too sure. Although I don't want anyone else to take Kislev. I feel like I should take Kislev and then march back to the Hell Pit. However, we don't... yeah, I think we have to. We can't leave Kislev unpopulated. So let's go down to Kislev. Oh, that's a lot of rats. Hopefully the rats don't already have this. They do in fact already have this. Nothing too scary in this army. A lot of rattling gunners actually. We could fight this one manually, however the auto-resolve is already looking really good in our favour. So I think I will go ahead and actually auto-resolve this one. So let's go ahead and do that. 4,800 XP and 3,100 gold, very nice there. We could sack, but I think we're just going to occupy. We really do need to build up Kislev. And there we go, we have revealed some Skaven. We've already fought them, so that's a bit late. We have a Hedge Wizard. Winds of Magic Power Reserve change plus 8% when increasing, as well as a Relic Sword plus 10% weapon strength. Very nice there. And of course we did kill an enemy in battle. ISF also gained a new follower. Seduce units budget minus 15% for enemy slash armies in the local region. I don't think there is any. Minus 2 corruption in the local province as well. And he also gains access to his War Bear, which is very nice. And of course we now do have Kislev under our full control. So let's go ahead and issue some level ups. Now what do we want to get for Boris here? Probably carry on down his red tree. So let's get skilled craftsman. And when we go over to Wavara, she also has a level up. I think we were getting the rest of her magic, weren't we? Let's go ahead and get Earthing, just in case anyone increases our miscast base chance in a battle. She can then cast that off. And then we can also go ahead and level our Patriarchs. I forget we can also click up here. Saves a bit of time. Theodore is looking very good now. We could give him charge bonus. We could also give him leadership or a size. So we give leadership to all of our wall bears could also be useful. I think let's go for the charge bonus first, just because then at least on the initial charge he should do some more damage. Now as for Trophim, I'm going to go ahead and give you blessing discs. There we go. So you gain some leadership. And then for Iosif, we're going to go ahead and get you some replenishment. I'm also going to get you some melee defense. Everything's looking very nice there. We should fully replenish at the end of the turn for the most part here as well. So that's all looking good too. Now let's go over to Leonid, because he has his own battles. I think we're going to retake the Port of Secrets with him. So let's go ahead and move him towards there. And we can in fact colonize this. So let's go ahead and do that. And we now have this province secured once again as well. Let's go ahead and boost income. There we go. We desperately need to start making some gold. Oh dear. And then as for Katarine, is her army ready now? There we go. Katarine has a 4 stack. So what we can do with her, I think I'm going to bring her down to the frozen landing. Or maybe we could land over here. The Temple of Heimkel is also under attack. I think what we could do, we could even get Cracker Drac here. Although, we could send her to go and deal with Frog's Lands and then maybe go and deal with the Prince. That could be an objective. However, we need to deal with them over here as well because Boris is tied up elsewhere. So maybe we shouldn't push that way with her just yet. Let's go ahead and set her into the ocean and she can come down to the frozen landing and then try and hit back against Frog. I think I like the sound of that. Now, how many turns do we have Urson for? We still have 2 turns of Urson, so that's good. What I might do is start building up Kislev. We could upgrade to tier 3. We don't really need that right now. That's a lot of gold. What I do want to do is probably build some defense. So that's 1700. And then if we go ahead and build this as well, just for some extra garrison units. And then if we really wanted to, we could also build... we can't build a farmstead. Okay. What I might do is actually just build a hunting camp. Income from farms plus 2% faction wide. That would actually help us. So let's go ahead and build a hunting camp. And that's all good. In fact, I will go ahead and upgrade this to tier 3. There we go. Then we can get some more building slots. That sounds good there. Did I set this? Let's go ahead and get income from more buildings as well. I like the sound of that. Hopefully... How many armies are here? Not too many Skaven units around us. Quite a few though. They have many armies. We should be able to deal with them just fine. We're losing 3,800 gold, so we probably don't want to spend any more gold this turn. Seems we're gonna get a rebellion by the prince. That's fine. Nothing we can do about that. Let's check our diplomacy for the turn. Nothing to really be had here. How about this trade agreement? How much would you want for this? 1,500. That's not worth it. We'll just have to wait for that one to come naturally. So let's go on ahead to turn 83 here. And it does look like we're finally going to lose the Forest of Decay. I think I'm okay with this. Sadly, I don't think we have the units here to necessarily beat this force either, because the Prince is quite tanky, as we've already seen. So let's go ahead and auto-resolve this one. We're probably going to lose this, but that's okay. It was only ever meant as a buffer, just to delay his advance anyway. And it looks like we will go ahead and lose the frozen landing. We definitely don't have a chance here.
Hearts of ice.
Wayward Royalty. During routine patrols, our lancers discovered a young Imperial Duchess lying half dead on the Oblast. It seems she had been trekking to Kislev for months, determined to prove her fortitude to her doubting family. She travelled impressively far, but the elements finally grew too cruel. We could gain 2,000 gold, or we could get plus 50 allegiance with Reichland. Unfortunately, we can't actually check our current allegiance with them. Do we have a military alliance or a defensive alliance with them? I'm not quite sure. I will send word to her family, though. Plus 50 allegiance. Oh, allegiance. Not opinion. Let's go ahead and send word to her family. And then I think we can spend those allegiance points. We do have a rebellion up in the Forest of Decay. That's fine. We don't own this anymore. We are going to have to... We do own this province. It looks like the prince is progressing slowly. I think Leonid can hold the border here, though. He should be sufficient. And the Forest of Decay there was raised. And the Frozen Landing was sacked. But they have indeed occupied it and given it back to these Norskans. Oh dear. There we go. Boris gains a new trait, minus 7% construction cost for all buildings in the local province, as well as plus 7% income from all buildings in the local province as well. That's quite useful for him. Speaking of Boris, let's go over to him, because we have a decision to make now. Where are we going to take Boris? Now, all of the enemies seem to be by Prague. They are taking attrition damage. Can Boris reach any of them this turn, I wonder? It doesn't look like it. But what I might do with him, we could actually take Vitevo as well. Fort Javolka, Zavastra. Where's Zavastra? That's Nagenhof. If I just click on it. Oh, okay, it's to the west. We could also take this province as well. However, we're going to have to defend Prague. So I think what we should do actually is make our way back to Prague here, just towards Boyle Rock, and maybe we can continue up towards the Hell Pit, because I'm sure that's where the Skaven are probably getting most of their recruitment. So let's just park Boris here for this turn. We can also go over to Leonid. Leonid has fully replenished his army.
Denied.
Now we could probably press on to the Tower of Flies. That is a possibility. Maybe I would just raise these lands. We could also backdoor Frog. We would have to see what to do here. What I might do though, if we exit this settlement and we just go into in-camp, I'm going to start marching towards the Tower of Flies. I think we're going to set up for an attack next turn. And then with Katerin, something interesting on the end turn here. Frog actually decided to sail out to meet us now. Is there anything extremely scary in this army? Maybe the Frostworm here could be scary, although we have a lot of ranged units. Frog himself could also be quite scary. I haven't seen him in battle, as well as 2 feral mammoths. Now we do have a lot of ice guards. I think we could probably take out Frog, and I think maybe we should try to. Although there is a 4-stack waiting here to clean us up afterwards if we fail. But I think we have to go for it. Which army do we want to kill first? If we target this one first, we can deal with the Frostworm, hopefully before Frog can reinforce. So I think that's the way we're going to go here. So let's go ahead and attack Vandred. There we go. He's not actually running away, and we do get a Pyrrhic victory. In fact, if we auto-resolved this, we wouldn't even lose any units. Some of you are probably going to hate me for this, but I think I might actually take the auto-resolve. There we go. And we didn't actually take as much damage as I thought. 7,600 XP, 8,100 gold. I think in this case I will actually take the extra replenishment as well, just because we do have some enemies. And we do gain Frog's defeat trait, plus 3% weapon strength, and plus 15 bonus versus large. We're going to have to try and get that defeat trait on Boris as well, because Boris already has a really good anti-large, so that would be beautiful. And there we go, we do kill the enemy in battle, and we also gain a talisman of protection. Very, very nice stuff there. Let's go ahead and level up Katerin and her heroes. I think for Katerin here, what are we doing now? Probably going down the red tree, right? Do we have anything for Ice Guard here? There we go. So we have plus 2 melee defense for Tar Guard and Ice Guard units. Let's go ahead and do that, because we are somewhat using them as our front line as well, of course. And then if we scroll across here, we can also go ahead and upgrade our Frost Maiden. Let's get her some more scouting. We can also get boosted income. And then I think we're going to level up Hailstorm. I really liked this bombardment spell at the beginning of the series. And then for Anastas, let's get some troop replenishment. Ursun's Roar. I'm also going to give him Tor's Battle Hymn. Good stuff there. Now, we could push on. That's a 4-stack. Although we might be wise to actually go back to the Tower of Torment here.
Noble blood flows
just so we can get some replenishment, I wonder.
Make land.
In fact, I think that might be what we do here. Can we force march inside the settlement? We cannot. That's a shame. So we're actually going to be taking some attrition now. Hopefully this army can't reach us. Doesn't look like they can, so that's good as well. Right, let's hop into the Ice Court. The Tarina is served and protected by the formidable warrior women of the Ice Guard. It is for the witches and maidens of the court to ensure that the bodyguards of the Ice Queen are suitably equipped. So plus 8 melee attack for Ice Guard units, or plus 10% missile strength. Let's go for the missile strength. There we go. And Eleanor here is definitely going into Katerin's army. She's going to be a perfect addition. We can also recruit a new Ataman. I think what we're going to do here is actually put the Ataman in Prague. We're going to go with Vladimir just because he has the extra income. And we're going to put him in Kislev, sorry, not Prague. Just because he... we plan on building this up. So let's go ahead and put him there. That should be fine. And I think we've moved all of our armies for this turn. We have. Can we build anything in Kislev? We can upgrade this. Let's go ahead and do that. We can also upgrade this as well. Good stuff there. Let's check out diplomacy.
I am the blood of Gilles.
Now we could get this trade agreement, 76 gold, it pays back in 1 turn.
Very well.
There we go, let's go ahead and do that.
No even.
But who calls?
And we could also get a peace treaty here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have to wipe them out again, probably with Katarin. That's looking good there. Right, let's go ahead to turn 84. The Skaven are attacking Novchozy. Unluckily for them, that's actually a Pyrrhic victory for us, somehow. Actually, how is that a victory? I don't know, but I'm going to take it. Thank you very much there, AI. We get 1700 gold. Let's take the extra 695 as well. That's a very beneficial attack for us there. And once again, the auto-resolve being extremely useful for us here. It seems that Kislev units are very good in the auto-resolve screen. In fact, though, if we did fight this one manually, I think we could also win because it is mostly Marauder units. But a close victory for us there, so we don't have to worry about this battle. Either another 2,000 gold, let's go ahead and claim the extra 800 gold. And this is definitely helping our economy stay afloat. Now, the Pestilence scheme has been performed, so someone has a plague. We did kill some enemies in battle during the end turn there. And we also discovered Malagor. And Malagor is in our lands here. Hopefully he doesn't become an enemy as well. Although, he is level 20. He only has 1 item. Maybe we could actually deal with him. His units don't look too scary. But first, we do have a new technology. Unlocks an Ice Court training slot for Ice Witch Lords. +1 recruitment rank for Kislev units. And +1 control is very nice there. The world yields to those who master the winds of magic. Great bolts from the heavens scour souls from bodies, whilst raging torrents of fire rend the very flesh from bone. Magic can rip enemies into a dozen pieces or leave nothing but an ugly bloodstain where once they stood. The power granted by the cataclysm many eons ago can be harnessed now to bring ruin and destruction upon our enemies. All those who feel the pull of magic feel it grow. As the world festers under chaos's ruinous gaze, their need to ravage grows stronger and stronger by the hour. So what we have there is for 5 turns, Winds of Magic Power Reserve, +10 per turn for all armies of all factions. So that's actually somewhat beneficial for us. Let's go ahead and invoke Ursun once again, just so we get that attrition and melee defense, because it has expired now. And what we can also do is research a new technology. What were we doing here? Relief Columns Commandment, additional -5% to recruitment cost, could be useful. This is for Tar Guard units. Lord recruitment rank +2 could be useful later on. Snow Leopards. Construction cost for resource producing buildings. Diplomatic relations with Empire is probably useful. We need 3 more technology, so I might move towards improved relations with the Empire. Go ahead and research this. That sounds good to me. Right, let's go back to Boris.
For Kislev.
I think the Skaven are probably in ambush stance. Azazel is also back. Already has half a stack. And he can reach Kislev from where he is. Now, I really want to go ahead and deal with the Hell Pit. However, I don't want to lose. I think we should just wipe out Azazel. How many settlements does he have? If it's just these 2, we should probably wipe him out now. Let's see. If I go down here, yeah, Clan Mulder have 11 settlements, so we can't really... Taking the Hell Pit isn't going to do too much, I think. Whereas if we look at Azazel, he has 3 settlements. Now I count 2 here, and the 3rd one I think is over here, in the mountains. So if we can at least kick him back to the mountains, I think that would be good. Right, so let's go ahead and march Boris down towards Azazel, because we're going to go ahead and go on a hunt for him. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Now, with Leonid, I think we're going to attack the Tower of Flies this turn. So let's go ahead and do that. It looks like the armies have left the Tower of Flies. So what I might do... Yeah, it's going to be a very easy battle. Let's auto-resolve this. What I might do there is actually just raise it. Yeah, let's go ahead and raise this. And there we go. We gain a Talisman of Protection. Plus 5% ward save is very nice. Sadly, we can't in-camp. But let's go ahead and level him up. And then what we can do here... Missile resistance could be nice. Let's go ahead and give him some missile resistance. There we go. What we could... I think we need to go up towards the volcano's heart as well. To go ahead and protect this. And then if we sit ourselves in here, we should have good field of vision to defend against anyone who comes from the west. And now, as for Katarin, this army is approaching us. Let's go ahead and put ourselves inside the Tower of Torment. We just need to get some of that replenishment. It's actually going to be quite hard to launch an attack down here, I realised as well. We need to kind of land in the Temple of Heimko, I think, and then we can get to Novchozy for replenishment. We'll have to see. But fighting them at sea maybe wasn't the best of ideas. Right. Can Kislev build anything? No, Kislev we're waiting. We're also... Oh, Prague has been damaged. Nice. I think we're going to save our gold once again. We could upgrade Prague. How much would it cost to repair? 700, 600, 300. We have to, right? Let's go ahead and repair this, because we need to also start upgrading Prague, not just Kislev, so both can defend themselves. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy for the turn.
Champion of the King Lewin
Doesn't look like there's going to be anything here. And one thing I forgot to do is probably check our allegiance points with Reichland. We have maximum points. Now we could request an army, however, we're already incredibly struggling here. Now what we could do is set a target. Where is Reichland? Reichland are down here. So I want to set a realistic target for them, really. Now we are at risk from both the vampires. Festus I don't think is going to come and bother us right now. Ideally, I would want Reichland to come and help me with the help it, but it's a bit far away. So what I might tell them to do... maybe we just leave it for now. I wonder, could we recruit some... We could build an outpost. Recruitable units. Is there an outpost that could give us a lot of units? Wurtbad is looking good. This is looking even better. Eilhart. Let's see. If we build an outpost in Nuln, we could get some Hellstorm rocket batteries. Wouldn't that be impressive? Oh wow, look at this. I think this has almost every unit you could think of. Same as here. I think we're going to go ahead and build our outpost up in Gorsau here, maybe? Or maybe, where was the other settlement? Maybe this one's a bit safer. Arnu? Maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and build my outpost there, just because... if we can go ahead and get some Hellstorm rocket batteries, that could be very impressive. But for now, let's go ahead to turn 85.
Two spears are better than one.
Karl Franz wants us to join the war against the Barrow Legion. For some reason, our relations are going down. But just because we're a strategic threat. Okay, let's see if we can get a bit more gold for this. There we go, 2,193. I will join their war, but of course that's a very long way away from us, so we're not actually going to be helping with that anytime soon. We have many enemies to face ourselves. And it looks like we're probably going to lose Volksgrad here. 2 mammoths alone is probably go ahead and stump these guys. We will have to auto-resolve that one. Sadly, that's just what it is. With a little bit of luck, they just sack it and then run away. They did sack it, but then they decided to occupy it. So losing some land there to Frog's faction. And Kislev has been infected with a ghastly plague. Let's see. Minus 30 growth and minus 50% income from buildings. Oh dear. Volksgrad was then sacked and occupied by our enemy. But first, a new mission. Capture and occupy the following settlement, the Forest of Decay. Without territory, the viral disease cannot spread. we must flatten the curve of infection without delay. If we go ahead and occupy that within 6 turns, we would gain some gold. Maybe Leonid could do that. We'll have to see. Kazahola here also gaining access to her warhorse. So that's nice. What's this? New outpost available? Not quite sure. Not quite sure what that means. Right. Boris, he can go and attack Azazel this turn. It looks like Azazel has fled. So let's go ahead and take Vitevo. There's Azazel. There we go. He is on the run, which is good. And of course, that's going to be a decisive victory. We'll auto-resolve this one. 1,600 XP, 800 gold. And then I will just go ahead and occupy this. We gain a smuggler, income from trade tariffs, plus 6% faction-wide. Oh, that's a very nice one. And we also gain the brass cleaver, plus 4% weapon strength, and plus 8 melee attack for all allies in range. We're going to have to give that to one of our patriarchs for sure. So that's the Sword of Anti-Heroes. Let's see. You don't even have a weapon. So we're going to go ahead and give you the brass cleaver. That's sounding very nice. Rivera has an upgrade, so let's go ahead and do this as well. Probably start upgrading some of her her magic. Charge bonus and speed. Yeah, Swift Wing might actually be somewhat useful in this army. Until we replace her, of course, that is. Let's go over to Leonid. I think with Leonid, we were going up to Volcano's Heart, and I think we're going to carry on doing this. Let's force march our way up there, just so we get the bonus replenishment. And I think we're going to start marching west to the Forest of Decay, just so we can complete that quest for some extra gold. And meanwhile, how's Katarin's replenishment doing? She will be fully replenished next turn. So next turn, I think we're going to sail down to the Frozen Landing and then take it. And then we can, once again, wipe out this Norscan faction. Oh dear. So a bit back and forth. Let's take a look at our Ice Court here. Ice Maidens are attendants to the Tarina, not yet as accomplished as the more powerful Ice Witches. It is the ambition of every maiden to attain the rank, and so they will look for opportunities to improve wherever they can. So we can give her Perfect Vigor or Vanguard deployment. Let's get Perfect Vigor. I don't think we really need the Vanguard deployment, do we? And we do have a tiny bit of gold. However, we really are at risk here of going bankrupt. We desperately need income from markets, faction-wide. We need to go ahead and build a stall here, ideally. Let's upgrade our resources as well. No, we can't do that. We'll be losing too much money. In Prague as well, we don't have room. Oh dear. We're in a bit of a predicament here. We can't really afford to spend our gold. We need to get involved in some more battles. Let's check out diplomacy. Yeah, sadly we don't have anything here. We could maybe, if we go ahead and just look at dwarfs, where are the Empire? Reichland, are there in any wars that we're not in yet? I don't think so. I think we've already joined all of their wars. So we can't even ask for money to join a war, can we? The
Empire.
That's a bit of a shame, but maybe that's something to think about in future. For now, though, let's go ahead to turn 86.
What ails you, friend?
Gout would like us to join their war against the Scabby Eye for 700 gold. 871 gold, there we go. We're being dragged into all of the wars here, but we need the money desperately. And there we go, Agho have been obliterated, and we did lose Yachich to the army of Dakala here as well. Sadly, that's all I have time for today. We did regain Kislev. Prague is looking somewhat safe for the time being as well. However, these lands up here are now starting to be controlled by Frog. So we're going to have to fight back against Frog as well. I think it might even be smarter to maybe even bring Leonid down here with Katerin and Boris. and maybe we just forget about the Northern Wastes for now and just focus on Kislev and Prague. We'll have to see. We'll have to make a decision there in the future. But that's it for today. I will be back at tomorrow, hopefully 1 PM if YouTube processing works this time. Back tomorrow with the next episode. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.